Dylan here, back with more AC2. End up getting interrupted. Had to do some other shit for 20 minutes. It's 11:25 now, but whatever, we're gonna continue on. So yeah, we should be able to wrap up sequence 5 here. So let's go.
I'm just gonna tell the story later, and it's more that they made her feel comfortable with Memphis, and to hear her tell it, and that's why she didn't play, and that's one of the reasons why she's annoyed at Janelle, because they made her feel comfortable with Memphis and all of that. They said word is going around there's an all-boys alliance. Christmas is out. I haven't heard that at all. Nicole says that Nicole leaving will be another woman leaving, and so that's something to maybe think about. But Christmas is like, I don't know. All the women in this house are badasses. I'm not concerned. And remember now, Christmas is fully Team Tyler, mostly Team, Memphis and Cody and all of them. She is pretending she has a good relationship with Bailey, but she is a mole. She's a rat in the works, and anything that is told to her will go to Tyler at the very least, and probably Cody and the rest of them. So keep that in mind as you listen. And she's also there to put a damper on any potential uprising. She's the she's from the oppressive government going undercover into the rebel alliance to be like, hey guys, let's chill a little bit though. Do you think we're being a little too crazy right now? They're like, rise up. She's like, yeah, but maybe slightly less.
Fuck off.
Maybe should we
cool.
try and talk to Martha first though? And so that's kind of her role at the moment. In this situation.
That's a great way of playing.
I'll show you respect.
That's exactly how she's playing right now. That's exactly what her alliance wants from her right now.
Yeah. So they talk about the vote, and Christmas says, I don't want to make a decision not based on game. And I see Nicole as a bigger threat than David in the game. He doesn't know what he's doing. And Bailey's like, oh yeah, that's okay, that's a good point. Bailey says though, but here's the thing. We gotta be careful of these people. If I won HOH, I feel like the whole house would try to pressure me into targeting Kaser and Janelle. I don't think they want to do that. And so Christmas says, yeah, just chuck it. Just chuck it, don't win. Bailey's like, yeah, you're right, that's probably the best move. But Christmas asks, okay, but if you
So
were
this should be the tailing mission, right?
If you did not go after Kaser and Janelle, who would you go after? It's like, Bailey, stop. No.
Just jump through the screen right now and be like, just don't say anything. Stop it. Yeah, no, she's really starting to put her foot in her mouth right here if she says the wrong thing. Christmas will just go running.
First tailing mission
season
again.
19, she'll just go running.
It's really weird how there's no tailing mission until this one here. And then after this, there's 3?
So this time I found
next couple sequences.
Somewhat appropriate of the, what was it, Little Red Riding Hood? It's like, it's a wolf, it's not your grandmother. And so Bailey says, I would think, there's some people in here that need to be broken up. I'm not talking about Nicole, Franzel, and Ian. I'm looking for, the people that you would least expect that might be, a part of this thing. And Christmas is sitting there just nodding yeah, people you'd least expect, yeah. That's who you're targeting, great. Now, luckily for Bailey, I don't think Christmas, fully caught what Bailey was putting down, which happens a lot, to be honest. Christmas kind of just, she says things, and people just kind of nod and continue, even though they don't understand what she was trying to say. And I think she does the same, where she hears a lot of things that she doesn't fully understand, but she just kind of nods and is like, yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like it takes a few minutes to process, or even then she's still trying to figure out exactly what was truly said. I don't know if it's like she's trying to figure out a way to plot against stuff that people are saying, or try to figure out exactly how that works with her game. But it does seem like there's a disconnect there.
So the feeds are going to go down for a while. They're practicing the HOH competition, which apparently is going to be a crapshoot. It's some sort of thing with a ball and a score that they get. They had 3 shots at it, and they score 1 or 0, like off the board to up to a 5-point thing. They are anticipating that it might be a knockout competition, which would mean that 2 people go up head to head, and then the winner or the loser of the competition of the head to head is eliminated, and the winner chooses 2 more people to go and face off head to head. That is certainly possible. They seem to have that idea that it might be that. If that is the case, then Kaser and Janelle are screwed, because they're just going to get put up over and over, which is not necessarily like fully screwed, because it actually can be an advantage in some cases, and Danny mentions this at one point, that if you face off against people over and over, then you are going to get better and better at the thing, depending on what it is. So it's not necessarily completely going to screw them over, depending on what this is. If there's some sort of skill involved, then it could actually help them. That said, my guess is that it's not a knockout competition.
I would be surprised if it is.
I think that if it's it kind of sounded like it was one of those you roll the ball down the thing and you try to get it right at the edge. That's the most. And they've done these before where they're like 2 lanes, and you have 2 lanes so that one person goes and then another person goes, and whoever has the higher score, that person keeps their thing on their lane, and then the next person comes and does theirs. So if I'm guessing, I don't think it's a knockout, because they don't usually do knockouts with crapshooty things like that.
And also not this early on.
I really don't think production would put this game in knowing, 2 people are essentially targeted by the entire house. Like,
well,
especially
I mean, they did that with Jessica and Cody.
I'm not saying that there's stuff there, but I'm saying, don't you think they would kind of set up a different competition, or maybe change the rules a little bit?
No.
You don't think so?
I mean, I've said this before. I fully believe they do not change their competitions based on, we've gone through this so many times where, the overwhelming fan favorite that is obviously the production favorite would, overwhelmingly be advantaged if they had a certain kind of competition, or if even just, they switched the order by 1, and it doesn't happen. They preset the competition orders, and if this is destined to be a knockout competition and that screws over Kaser and Janelle, then that's what it will be, in my opinion.
I hope the house is wrong, because this would just be so unfortunate. I get it. Then it gives them time to practice it and really learn what the trick is to do, but that's such a long shot. That's such a crapshoot situation that you have to be better than everyone else in the house to be able to get to the end. This would be just the worst game, especially in my opinion, for the season. The trajectory that it's going down, I feel this would just make for a couple boring weeks if it just plays out like this. So I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping that it's just one of those crapshoot competitions, but not one that you have to pick someone to go up against.
But that was really unlucky.
Zach Grant says a lot of things. So Chanel is going to talk with Nicole, and this is when
wow,
we
that was extremely lucky.
A few interesting situations here with Nicole and Janelle. Nicole is finally going to open up about the fact
as the others would be here with you.
She doesn't like Janelle and Kaser, and she thinks that they screwed her over. She's like, what's up with your relationship? It's like, why were you up there for 2 hours with a bottle of wine, acting like,
more like the voice of cowardice. You want to talk, Signor Barbarigo?
Laughing up there.
Have you sent us
You're
clown
telling
to
me that you're trying to convince him not put me up, but you're
Introducing his name, what he does, and where he's from.
With inaction and incompetence?
I was trying to
Then
get
when
you
I
off
stick
the
to account
block.
for your
That's what I
failures,
was doing up
you
there
make
with that
excuses
bottle of
and
wine.
insult us.
I spent 2 hours
How do you expect me
campaigning
to
to him
respond?
to
I
try to
don't
get you
know.
off the block.
It's
And Nicole
all right.
goes, well, clearly you didn't
I
try
do.
hard enough. She gets up. She walks out. Horse
No.
shit. She leaves.
Please,
Don't follow me.
don't.
Please don't what?
No. Bad news. It's bad news. Janelle.
I'm pretty sure they like sound
uh,
effects for missing there,
I
right?
think kind of confused. Kind of like, what just happened? That was weird.
Yeah.
Spare me.
So that happens.
No.
They're also going to, at some point through the day, we didn't catch most of this. I swear, it's always with Ian too.
So sorry to have claimed your
anytime
prize.
Ian is talking
Assassin.
game, like the feeds just cut away from, like they don't
Did you
want
honestly
Ian
think
on the
I wouldn't
feeds talking
expect you
game. I
to follow?
swear, it's always
That
Ian.
I didn't plan for it?
But we didn't really catch much of
We've been at this
the
a lot longer.
Ian being proposed this idea of like a potential,
Killian.
4-person alliance, but it did happen at some point.
I know you're only doing as you're
clearly.
told.
So if you release me, I'll spare your lives.
That's coming together. Like Ian is coming together with Franzel, Cody, and Danny, and he seems pretty excited about it as well. Like he's gonna like seem very happy throughout the day, very excited for a good portion of the day at the very least. We're also gonna get some David and Bay. She says she hopes he's not just gonna run to the guys because he wants to be accepted. Is that what you're gonna do? Are you just gonna like hang out with them, be with them because you wanna like be one of the
You
guys?
don't have to kill
He says,
everybody, right?
no, there are things more important than that going on. I'm gunning for Memphis. That's my goal.
Yeah, hey, if Memphis is the one you're going after, sure thing. But I don't know if I necessarily believe it. Do you believe that that's the target?
Oh yeah, I believe that he's going after Memphis.
I just feel like maybe there's a chance he won't. I
I
don't
think
know.
Bobby has the
after.
worst
I
fucking
don't
reads.
know. Part of me feels like maybe he goes after like a Cody or
Like
something.
he's really
I don't
easily
know.
the worst.
I don't know. I just get the strange feeling that maybe he's playing double agent. I don't know.
Why
Like
would
he
he
corresponds.
not tell Bailey? Like if he was going after Cody, he would tell Bailey about it, and he would
Yeah,
lie
I
to
get
Tyler and Cody
that.
about it.
I don't know. I can't read him, and I can't figure it out, and I don't know why I distrust him, but I don't believe sometimes what he's saying. Like, I don't know if it's the way that he comes across, or
All right, Davon, but that doesn't mean that he's against you.
I know. Maybe I'm looking into this too hard. And about your whole Nicole A thing with Janelle, like, up in talking to Memphis, I totally agree with you. It's absolutely absurd. Like, they have been doing nothing but fighting for her all week, and Nicole just cannot figure it out. There's just no way that she's been able to figure it out. She just thinks that it gets her. I don't want her to feel bad when she gets out of the house and like sees it 'cause it's just a game. But man, I know she's gonna be beating herself up after
The
this.
Pazzi are dead.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Every
she's
one of them.
very wrong.
I must admit,
So wrong.
I've never before believed.
Cody's gonna
that
talk with
desire
Tyler a
to
little
get
bit. He
to
lets,
others so
he
badly.
says to
Alright.
Cody that he let David know that Day is trying to get him out.
Thank you for the role you've played.
But the problem is that David doesn't believe it. So Tyler approached David and was like, dude, Dave's
What will you do
campaigning
now,
to get you out of this house. And David was like,
There are
I don't
still
believe
others I
you.
must hunt you.
I don't think
already
it's true.
digging their claws into the heart of
And so
Venezia.
they're like,
No,
I
Bella
don't know.
Venezia.
And
And
I
that is
think
where your
that
journey
Tyler
must
is
take you,
starting
Ezio.
to
Before you leave us, I have something for
let
you.
go of David a little bit.
gift.
I think he's starting to realize that,
This
like,
tape identifies
this
you as a
guy, I'm
friend
trying
of
to
the
tell
Med.
him that he
As
can't,
long as
that
you wear
like,
it, the city
Day is
guard
trying
will
to get
be
you out, because
more
she
tolerant
is.
of your
She's
actions.
like
But
back
you
and
won't.
forth about it, but she
It will
is.
not grant you immunity
And
from
David,
the
like,
law.
for sure is like, that's impossible. And
Que la
it
fortuna
should be
favorisca la
becoming
tua
clear
mano.
to Tyler that David is fully on board with Day and Bay, more so than Tyler. That's clear to me, at least. I think that Tyler might start to be seeing it as well. But they're still keeping him this week.
Yeah, and he still thinks that there's an outside chance that I feel like he can put him back in his back pocket. I think maybe this will give him a motivation to possibly target them in the near future so that he is...
Yeah, it is funny that essentially Davon and Bailey are thinking about voting out someone that the biggest negative for the other side in keeping him is because of his relationship with Bailey and Davon. Oh fuck, okay. Like, it's so dumb, this entire fucking thing is really dumb.
So, Nicole is gonna talk with Janelle again after
But yeah, at this point, I've completely lost faith in Davon as a player. I thought she would have the potential to learn from her mistakes, but she just hasn't. And she's making even worse mistakes. Like, she's making bigger mistakes. Or I shouldn't say bigger mistakes, but different mistakes as well. So it's like, it's entirely bad.
That she is the mastermind that got Nicole nominated and
Maestro Leonardo was commissioned by Venetian Noble to paint some portraits.
Janelle is
He
literally
paid for the
like,
maestro to move
what
his
are you
entire
talking
workshop
about?
to
You
Venezia.
think that
It's
I
quite an opportunity.
orchestrated
Grazie
this?
mille,
Like
friend.
I am some mastermind that masterminded this plot to put you on the block? Like, that's, I mean, I guess I'm kind of flattered that you think I'm that kind of player that's capable of doing something like that, but no.
I think it technically would be quicker to fast travel the month of joining and fast travel back here at the gate.
Benefit me in any way?
Yeah, whatever, we're not gonna do it. I think it is faster, but I'm not gonna do
she's
it.
finally being the voice of reason here, and I know it starts to possibly click a little bit, but Nicole just keeps going back to, no, this is all lies. This is all lies. She's just going against me. Like, she's starting to figure out a little bit here and there, but man, Janelle, I feel so bad for them. They're trying so hard, and she's absolutely right. How does that make sense? Why would she do that? If Nicole goes, they think their game is done. So there's really no incentive for them to ever target her towards Memphis, towards the other people in the house. Like, everyone is so brainwashed into thinking Janelle and Kaser are bad news that no matter what they do, even when they try to help people, they hurt their own game.
Yeah. So Janelle's gonna leave, and she's gonna send Kaser, and Kaser is much better than Janelle at like talking to people.
Yeah.
Just like, which honestly, like, he's not even. I love Kaser. He's not even that great sometimes, but there are specific moments where Kaser is really good at talking to people.
Yes.
And this was one of them, even though it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
But this was great from Kaser. So Kaser goes and talks to Nicole, and she tells him, like, I feel like you guys screwed me, that you guys didn't care. And Kaser's
okay.
like, and also, like,
Yeah, it's so
Kaser
funny,
kinda
all
stole
this
my
plot.
thunder. I was a little bit looking forward to telling Nicole that Janelle cried about her campaign. But Kaser says, what are you talking about? Janelle literally cried to me because she was so upset that we couldn't save you because she cares about you that much. Like, we have been putting in so much work, putting our lives on the line in the game to help you. We have been doing everything in our power. Janelle's been upset about it. I've been upset about it. We are not trying to set you up.
It's you?
And Nicole's like, is that, I mean, if that's true, like, I'm sorry.
Let me see if I can help. I
I've
know
been,
how to
like,
fix it,
trashing
but
you
lack
to
the
everyone. I'm
means
not
to
gonna
do so.
lie. I've
If you
been
could
really
just
mad
lift
at
the
you
wagon.
guys. I've been saying a lot of things to everyone that I'm mad at you guys and that
What is this
that
thing,
I'm frustrated and that I'm
It
like,
looks
I'm
like a
coming
giant
for you.
bat. Oh, nothing. Just an idea
And
I've been
Kaser's just
working on.
like,
I
it's
could not
okay.
leave it behind.
I get it. I
What
understand.
is it for?
After
I shouldn't
everything you
really
went
talk
through in your
about it.
season, coming back
Al
right
diavolo,
away, this
I
house
can't
does
hold
things
it
to
in
you.
anymore.
I get it.
Ezio,
And she's
I
kind of
think I
crying.
figured out how
And
to
they
make a
literally
man
have
fly.
a Goodwill Hunting moment. It's just like, it's not
Come
your
on, I'll
fault.
drive. But I haven't even told you where I'm going.
It's not your fault, Nicole.
This spot was just, it was so awesome to watch because that was the best thing he could have said. When she said that she has been trashing him in front of the rest of the house, the fact that he said, listen, it's okay. it's not a problem. Like, it's fine. I think that's when it
Venezia,
started
such
to
a
click in
beautiful
her head.
city.
Oh,
So
wait,
many sources of
I think they're
inspiration.
telling the truth
Ponte
here,
di
because
Rialto, Piazza San
if they
Marco,
were really
Larsen
mad,
Island.
or if they were
What's
upset
wrong?
about this,
We're not
they would
alone.
go off, or if they were actually trying to get me out, they would have a problem
What's
with
happening?
this.
Who
But
are
clearly,
they?
they're trying to
Rodrigo
help save
Borgia's
me,
men.
so this
Why?
is their
What do they want with
compassion
us?
for me, because they
think
want
they
me to
want
be
us
here. I
dead.
think this is really where it
No,
started to click in
hi.
her head. Okay, I think I've been wrong on this.
Especially because he's like, I'm still gonna fight to keep you, Nicole. Like, I don't care that you've been trashing us. Like, we're still on board with you.
Perfect thing to say.
Yeah, well, so Nicole goes to Kevin, and she says to Kevin, I think Kaser and Janelle have been on my side. I think we've been wrong. I just told them all this stuff, and they were like, they don't even care. Like, we're still gonna try and keep you, and they were just kind of like sad that I did
Oh,
that.
fuck. I've never
and
done that in
Kevin's
my
like,
entire life.
oh,
What
man.
the fuck? I've never done that.
But
This is like my 30th time playing this game.
I
I've
don't
never
know,
fucking done
but
that.
what, there's still things that are not adding up to me. Like,
Whatever.
why did they say this about Memphis, and why did this happen over here? Don't you remember all of these points that we came up with when we were trying to rationalize this? And she's like, you are right. There are things that
Fuck.
don't add up.
I need to start paying attention.
And just like that.
She is in just such a state right now that I feel like this house is really getting to her. Like, one minute she can believe one thing, another she can be convinced of another. I mean, I feel bad for her. I feel like
I can't believe I've done that, though. Like, I've literally never done that,
at the
ever.
house right now, and I wish I could just shake Kevin, because I'm just like, no, she's telling the truth. Like, they're saying the right thing to you. Like, they want to help you guys, and if you guys don't go this direction, it's ruining your own game. But we're on the outside looking in. There's nothing we can do.
You can literally see it happen, that accepting that they were wrong means that they have to, like, it opens up this big, like, dastardly pit of grief and pain of like, oh my god, I've done such terrible things, that they have to confront if they admit that they're wrong. And so Nicole is staring at this pit of like grief, and she's like, oh my god. Kaser opens up the pit and she starts to fall into it. She's like, this sucks. And she says to Kevin, we were wrong. Join me in this pit of grief and pain. And he looks down at it and he's like, oh my god, I'm falling into the pit. I don't want to go down there. Any reason to get up? No, wait, things don't add up. No, I'm not going down there. We were not wrong. We were not wrong, Nicole. And she's down there. She's like, really? There's a way to get out of this? Oh yes, we were wrong. Help me up. Help me up. Yes, no more grief and pain. We were not wrong. We were in the right. We were in the right.
Ah, shit. We fucked up.
Holding on to any bit of hope that she can. You're absolutely right. Like, that's exactly her game all day yesterday. It was just hanging by a thread, seeing if she can pull on something, she can touch some kind of rubber to really get her out of a hole that she knew just nothing.
Alright. So, Janelle and Kaser have a conversation about what just happened with Nicole. Janelle is just like, what is wrong with her? Why is she mad at us? We didn't do anything wrong. This is so stupid. And Kaser's like, hey, Janelle, be nice. We have to be understanding. You know, it messes you up doing these seasons back to back. Watch out behind you! Do something! And Janelle's like, come on, Ezio! We're almost there! We did seasons back to back and we were fine. And Kaser's like, I wasn't. Like, I sucked. I was not fine. I was not okay. She's like, I did 2 seasons back to back and I was fine. And why isn't she fine?
Yeah, I think Janelle had a much more positive experience.
Like,
not you.
it's a tough thing.
catch up with you later.
We can't be that hard. Like, yes, it's annoying, but we can't be that hard. And I'm literally watching like the internet conversation about Nicole play out.
It's so funny, you're so true. Watching Kaser, she's like the voice of the like, quickly. Everyone who reacts differently. She's back-to-back seasons.
Remember your order! This man barely
No, there's no way. She has to be fully in. There's no way.
Boys, he's not honest. We were
Someone put it in the chat. Janelle lacks empathy, and that's completely correct. Like, she just doesn't have
Let
that.
go of me.
Yeah. So, Danny's gonna talk with Ian a bit. And then Ian wants to bring in Tyler to their alliance. Ian's like, hey, we're talking about this war. What if we brought in Tyler? He's great at competition, he's a big threat. You know, I'd rather have him with us than against us. Like he is Cody on day one right now. Running through the same thought processes that Cody was when he was forming his things. He's like, I feel like Tyler would be a good addition. But Danny doesn't agree. She says, I don't think we can trust Tyler. I don't think that's a good move. He's like, okay, well, maybe like Enzo, like Tyler or Enzo, like we should grab somebody. And the feed's cut. Because we can't hear Ian's out game. And not cut like, oh, it's, you know, Starfish. It cuts to just like a group conversation of talking about like, I don't know, cars or something dumb.
That's the most infuriating thing when that happens, when they go from people clearly talking about game that you're actually interested in to just people talking about, you know, Enzo's farts or something. Like, it just drives me absolutely up the wall when they do
Well,
that.
I mean, look, Enzo's farts are entertaining at the very least. Right?
At this point, I might as well just try to finish the sequence.
It's destroying the house apparently.
Yeah. So Danny goes and talks to Cody and Nicole Franzel, and she lets
Yeah, For Lee's
them know
definitely the
that
section that
she's
looks like
gonna bring in Tyler into this group.
the most improved from the
She
original
said she
game.
doesn't trust Tyler, she doesn't want to do it.
Even
And
though
Cody
there's a
says,
whole
oh, I
bunch of
said the same
fucking-
thing to him. And Nicole's like, yeah, he asked me the same thing, and I said
Oh,
the same
fuck
thing too.
off.
They're like, oh, this guy's
On the
testing us
fucking
for sure.
bridge.
Yeah. Good thing we all said we don't trust Tyler because we were prepared for this test. And so they're like, okay, we're not doing that. We're just gonna, it's us four. And so Danny also says, be careful of Tyler. Because, Danny is now back. Like, Danny, as we know, did not like Tyler on his season. Very anti-Tyler. And she came into the season very anti-Tyler. Met him, was like, he's nice. Is now working with him, but like, anytime Tyler is not like perfect, she reverts back to, I knew it! I knew I was
fuck
right
off.
to not like
Why
you.
not?
And so, the latest thing that Tyler did to Danny is that he only recently told her about the fact that he found out that Day was now skeptical of Danny after the whole Day tells Danny that Tyler approached her about an alliance and blah blah blah. That ever since then,
what
which
had
was
to
like
be
2
done.
days ago, Day
You would
has
have
been a
done the
little
same.
sketchy on Danny,
I
and Tyler
doubt
let
it.
her know.
Bravery
just
is not my
today,
strong
so
suit.
she's like, why
I
didn't you tell
owe
me
you that
earlier?
brother.
I knew he was
Niente.
bad. We need to
Tutti a
watch out for
bordo!
Tyler. You
Fra
gotta be
poco si
be careful
salva!
about him.
That's our
And
traghetto.
like every time she
Venezia
does
waits.
this, you can tell that Cody is like
Where's your
about
pass?
to defend Tyler,
What
and
pass?
Nicole's like, nah.
You don't have a
Yeah.
pass?
You cannot enter Venezia without a pass.
Danny's got
Who invited
a
you?
clear objective in her mind that she doesn't
nobody.
want to be working with Tyler
Basta!
very much,
No pass, no
longer in this
entrance.
game. Like, I feel like
Don't
that
worry,
relationship's
Leonardo.
really
I'll
going
come up
to
with something.
Possibly after this whole Jacer thing.
This entire mission is so fucking dumb.
I need help.
House, I feel like that could come to fruition sooner than we think. And part of me feels like Danny.
Like, how convenient that something like that, Katarina Sports is just randomly fucking in the middle of nowhere.
With the other people in her alliance, even, and other people in the house. I think that she's in a good spot right now. I don't think she
Yeah,
needs to push as hard
it makes no
as she
sense.
does. And
It's funny too because like Katarina Sports is like really young here, right?
Yeah. And Tyler feels the same way about Danny as well. Like,
She's like 18 or
I
something,
think
right?
Tyler
She's supposed to.
also- I think he saw those kids. And I think he came in not liking Danny. I don't think he ever liked Danny. And he is very anti-Danny.
you are good. The ladies must
I
like
think
you.
when he talks to Cody about anti-Danny stuff, I think Cody is actually more receptive. That's
wasn't
my
looking to
read
impress.
on it.
Only to help someone in
so-
distress.
Which is
They talk
exactly
about
why you
the Day
impress.
situation and
And
how
you are
Danny's just now finding out that Day doesn't
I'll do
trust her
Dora,
about it.
but
And they're like, oh my
please,
god, it's
only
Day. She's honestly, this is her game. She throws out
Now,
fake information all the time to test
we
people,
must find your
but just blows
suitable
up her own
reward.
game. It's so bad. Like, what is
Do
the
you have
purpose?
any suggestions?
There
I'm
is
just
perhaps
like,
something
guys,
you could help me with.
we talked about
I'm
this
all
days
ears.
ago. Get on the podcast. This is old news.
Yes, signora.
Stop repeating
Whatever
our
you say,
conversations
signora.
on the feeds.
Yeah, you know, they really need to stop listening to Rob Has a Podcast, you know, inside the house. I feel
We
like
won't
we're
trouble
learning
you
too much of
anymore.
our inside information watching the season.
Take care of it.
Thank you,
They're done.
Caterina.
They're done with
Perhaps
that.
we'll see each other again.
Cody
Yeah, they're
says,
done.
Should you ever find
if
yourself in the
Janelle or
city of
Kaser
Florida,
come down off the block next
would
week
be
if I'm
my
HOH, I'm putting Day up.
pleasure to welcome you.
Yeah,
I look forward to
I
enjoying
think
your
Day's in a
hospitality.
terrible spot in this house. I think that she's really dug herself a hole, and people just don't
Please
trust her
accept
anymore.
my
She's
most
just
humble
gone
apologies,
and run
Monsieur.
around to the wrong people at the wrong
Had I
times, and
known.
I think that
It's quite all right, my
she's
friend.
shown her hand, and if she didn't get on board this week with saving Nicole, I
Be
feel
careful,
like
Ezio.
just like
Do you know
Janelle
who
and
that was?
Kaser, I think she's
What an
in a
excellent
really,
question.
really tight spot. I think that
I
she's
don't
got a
think
lot
so,
of people
Ezio.
that are
That's
looking at her being
Caterina
like,
Sforza,
okay, you
daughter
might be
of
the
the
next
Duca
one
di
to
Milan.
go, so she's
Her
got to be careful.
husband is husband. See, her husband
He
is
later
the
is gonna
Lord of
say that
Forlì.
to Enzo.
That
He's gonna be
woman
like,
is as
Enzo,
powerful and
done
dangerous
with Day.
as she is young and beautiful.
Putting her on the block if Kaser or Janelle
Sempre
go down.
come una
Come
donna per
down.
me.
He's like, wait a minute. No, that's really dumb. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's a bad idea. It's just gonna show her that I'm against her, and we're not gonna vote her out anyway. Never mind. Not gonna do that. Cancel that plan.
Yeah, really wanted to show that he's not against her at this moment.
Yes, but indicative of her current position
Everything
in
all right?
the hierarchy.
Better than all right. You're making
Halfway
amazing
through the
progress.
game, kinda.
After talking
Not really,
to
though.
Kaser and
Except the
why are we
Janelle,
stopping?
extra sequences.
Prolonged exposure to the Animus can have,
I don't know.
Side
She
effects.
decides that she needs to go and talk
Awesome.
to
It's nothing
Memphis
to worry
on
about.
Janelle's advice.
You haven't shown any
just
of the
to lock
symptoms.
that in.
Symptoms? What
So
symptoms?
they're gonna go and have
Degradation
a
of
talk about
cognition,
like,
temporal
where Memphis
hallucinations,
stands, if it
multiple
comes to
awareness
a
issues,
tie, stuff
overlapping
like that.
realities.
So,
You know.
So
Nicole
what
goes
you're
up into
saying
the
is-
HOH
What we're
room,
saying,
and
Desmond,
she's
is if you're not
like,
careful,
"Hey,
you
I
may
just
not
wanted to
need
check
the
in.
Animus to visit with your
You know,
ancestors,
see
which
if
wouldn't be a
this
bad
might
thing,
come
assuming
down
you
to
could
a tie, and if
control it.
does, I
Up
wanted to
until
know,
now,
like,
though,
are we good?
no one has.
And Memphis says,
Subject 16.
We
Yeah,
have
well,
safeguards, Desmond.
we'll see what
And they
happens, I
kept him
guess.
in the Animus for way too long,
Great talk,
sometimes days at a time.
Someone just
We're being
shake him.
careful with you.
Come on.
I hope so.
Literally,
Anyway,
they came in
I was hoping we could test out your skill retention. See if you've picked up some of
about
Ezio's abilities.
20 to
I'm
30
game.
seconds of,
Great.
like, of
Meet me
exactly what I
downstairs
just
when
said.
you're ready.
And it was like that Simpsons gif
Alright,
where
why is it-
he
that's
comes
a
in,
clip,
grabs
and
the
see you
stuff,
on.
and
For now,
walks
thanks for
right
watching.
back out the door.